Remember. This is something we see throughout Scripture where there were markers and festivals and things to help them remember what God had done. Now, I want to talk today a little bit about journaling. Now, when I think of journaling, I actually told my friend this the other day that I'm not a journaler because in my mind, when I think of journaling, I think of lots of pages and flowing words and whole paragraphs of information. And that's not the way in which I journal. But if it is for you, do it that way. But I started journaling probably 10 or 12 years ago. I started using an app. And in the app, I would just post a single picture and a handful of lines. And over the years, I have really developed using this tool as a way to engage God. And so I have a whole folder dedicated to spiritual happenings, things that God has been teaching me. And within it is, at times, things that God convicts me of, or a verse of the day, one that really stands out to me that hasn't before. And so I use this journal in order to help me remember. The other part of this journal that I use every single day is it has a little tab that says on this day, and I click it and it shows me all the things over the last years. Sometimes that's just something goofy that happened with my friends, but so often it's things that God taught me. And once I read it, I remember that moment that He showed that to me, that it was oftentimes transformative for my spiritual growth, but I couldn't have recalled it if you asked me. And so my encouragement is to find ways to remember. For some of you, that's going to be full-blown journals. For other of you, it might be like me, where it's a couple of lines in an app somewhere. Whatever works for you, what are ways in which you can remember in order that we continue to worship and adore God? And the Scripture reminds us to remember. Psalm 105:5 literally says, remember the wondrous works He has done, His miracles and judgments He's uttered. It is so kind of God to walk with us in this journey, to continue to show us things, to lead us in His light and truth. And so I have learned for me that journaling is a simple way that I can go back and remember. What's something you can do to help you remember the things that God is showing you?